sewing friend. Oops. Hi there, sewing friends. This is Natalie here at Nurture Handmade channel. It's a Friday sews. Hope this is finding you well. I hope your work week went with ease and just getting home from the salon after a super crazy busy awesome week of creating there, and looking forward to a really fun weekend of sewing in the hair studio. Whoops, in the sewing studio. And I just want to take a moment and thank all of the new subscribers and existing subscribers. Thank you so much for joining along and for sticking with me. I hope to continue to grow and share new, fun, exciting makes and all things sewing, especially garments. Tomorrow, I start a new sewing group. I teach beginners how to sew, and we are jumping in. She chose a Portland company, Sew House 7, to focus on. So I think she's got 4 or 5 of those patterns, and we're going to start tomorrow with the free range slacks, what she picked. So I pulled out my pattern. I'm going to make one of those up hopefully tonight so I can keep it fresh in my mind for her tomorrow at 9 a.m. Also wanted to share this fun Christmas present my husband gave me where I can see what the screen is showing. I'm trying not to look at it too much, but it kind of helps me be lined up. And I will link or pop in the picture here what this is, because of course I'm not remembering offhand, but it's pretty cool. It just, when I started doing videos, I was flipping it so I could see the screen to make sure that I wasn't cut off or anything. But I found out, as you will, if you're a YouTuber, you'll find out that you need to flip it around for the best picture quality. So I can't see what's going on. And let's just start with, besides what I have already started with, let's start with what I have on. This is a version of the Drew sweatshirt by Tilly and the Buttons. This is the one that's not color blocked and it's hacked. I changed the collar. I'm often putting on higher collars. I just like the coziness of it. And I put on longer cuffs. So my cuffs are actually doubled up right now. They're pretty long. So lots of coziness. Part of the reason why I did longer cuffs is because I ran out of this awesome fabric. I tried to go buy just a yard. I think it was a yard and a quarter or a yard and a half, and it was not enough. But where there's a will, there's a way. So that's what's great, is you can still make things. You just have to make some adjustments. I like this because, again, raglan sleeves. If you know me, you know I like a raglan sleeve, nothing rubbing on my shoulder. I don't know why. I like that, but I do. Pants are the Style Arc berries. Made a bunch of pairs. And this is out of a Tencel, kind of a denim look. I've been wearing them all day at work and plus playing with my dogs. So that's how they look after a whole day of working in the salon and playing with my dogs when I got home. Elastic waistband. I don't do the paper bag. I just do a straight. I use the same pattern piece. I just don't do the ruffle at the top. And then it has slant pockets here like that. And they have a little pleat right here at the ankle, right here. And that kind of contributes to the barrel shape. So it's kind of a mid-weight, lightweight woven fabric that I'm wearing, Tencel, but it looks like jeans, so I like that. I made these last night. So what am I going to make? I'm going to go ahead and stick this microphone on this cute necklace my sister gave me. She lives in Delaware and we're very close, and it's basically the state of Delaware and the state of Oregon connected, like soul connected. So very cute, very meaningful, and wanted to be close to her today, so I pulled that out, but I'm going to clip this on there for now so I don't have to hold it anymore. Let's see where I am in my screen. Okay, I'm lined up. One cool thing I thought I would do tonight, because it's just going to make my sojo kind of sore, is to pick a sweater pattern that's very simple and use this bright, happy, sunshiny blanket I found at the thrift yesterday. Is that not cute? So it's funny. I don't love the idea of cutting up someone's quilt for a quilted jacket, but for some reason I take glee in the idea of going ahead and making this blanket that's been crocheted or knitted, Lord help me, um, into this blanket. But the colors are so fun. So I'm gonna do some kind of loose sweater. I pulled out two just offhand, and I might change my mind. I have permission. You have permission to change your mind. The Burda Easy, super easy, because that's kind of the mood I'm in. But this tulip, I'm calling it a tulip front that kind of crosses over. It's Burda Easy 5790. Let's see if I can line this up. Looking at my little thingamabobber. That I like that crossover front, and I like the big, of course, collar. And then I still have not made the Megan Nielsen Jara. I should probably start that with some normal sweatshirt or jersey, but that's what that one looks like. It comes with four options. So I may be making that up into this. We'll see. What did I pay for it? $7.99. You know, if you know how expensive sweater material can be, that's a hack, is to take and upcycle a blanket. Also, you know, sometimes when you're trying a new pattern, it is a good idea to use a thrifted piece of material because the pressure's off. You know, you don't want to use that $25 a yard and up stuff for something brand new. So uh excited to make that because I think that's going to give me a little sunshine in my day to wear that brightly colored fun knit sweater. And another project, I am doing these over again. These are the microwavable neck warmers I have in my salon. My name of my salon is Nurture, which is why I kind of slid into Nurture Handmade for this channel. Trying to tie those two things together. So we try to add a little extra when we can. So heating these up in the microwave. And the covers are a bit worse for wear, and sometimes the flax seeds, that's what I put in them. See that flax seed? You know, you have to cut them open, empty them out, check it, make sure that it's okay. One thing is you do not want to get those wet because they're a seed. You can imagine what can happen if you do that. But I did think this is like my fourth time making these. And I thought I'm kind of patting former me on the back because I made covers for him this time. And this is the inner. Let's see how I did with protecting it from hair color. Like hair color right here. Clean. So if you make these for your hair salon or make them for a friend with a hair salon, make a little cover. It's washable. This sucker's toast. I think I've had them for 2 years. They've been washed, but the stains, you know, hair color, they don't come out. But I also used a textured and, you know, kind of a busy print to kind of hide. I knew that was going to happen. I try to keep my expectations low with certain things because it's like, why fight things that are going to happen? And getting hair color on a cover that I made for these, which used to just be these getting dirty. So then I felt like a lot of pressure to always redo these. So I do have to spread flaxseed out because for some reason, even though I've sewn these channels in them with there's a little bit of a, the channels are like that, and there's a little bit of room on the sides. And over time, they can get all bunched up in one area. See how much is on the end? And that's to be heated and make people feel good. So this is what it looks like on. And it really does. It gives them a little weight, a little bit of like relaxing in their day. It's just kind of, it also has a nice kind of scent to it, a nice earthy scent. But yeah, we want it to be distributed evenly. So, I mean, I have about 6 of these. I'm going to have to cut them open. It looks like I can still use this canvas. If they all look like this, I think we're good to go. So I'm not talking about that. I need to redo those, at least the covers. redistribute the seeds and stitch those back. Okay, so that was super, super weird. I had an alarm go off there in the middle. Maybe this could be education for somebody else. It's an education for me in real time. I just did like a 20-minute video straight and my alarm went off. I don't know if that's in the video or not, but apparently it cut off at about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go back through some of the things we talked about. So anyway, you got to laugh, right? Let's see. So I know I talked about these and I got my sweater in there, my fun fabric. I wanted to share that we are going on a sewing retreat in the next weekend. My sisters and I, and I'm very excited about it. I'm picking my projects right now. So I hope to pick one challenging project and like 4 or 5 silly fun ones. We have rented a house in Manzanita, oceanfront. We That's the way to go. And we'll go to our favorite coffee shop. We'll make some food together. We'll run around on the beach. And of course, we're bringing our sewing machines and all of our projects. So I will bring one difficult one and I'll try to bring like 4 or 5 or 6 like no brainer ones. So that'll be fun. I am going to make the assembly line apron dress. There's the line drawings here. And I like the idea of actually wearing this to work as an apron because I feel like it will protect more of my clothing. I like wearing my Me Mades to work, but just like with the neck warmers, it's almost impossible to not at least get one stain a week on my clothes. So that's sad because if you spend even 1 hour, but usually up to 6 hours on one item, plus the expense of everything, the fabric and all, it's sad. So what I did was I started a pile of things that have spots and I'm going to dye them. So it's still a Me Made. It's just going to be a different color in the end. I also thought about doing the bleach drawing. So if it's bleach, I could just take that, make art of it, put a bird on it, right? And so it'd probably be like, I'll have fun with that. I'll do a video on it if and when that time comes. But anyway, having a good apron is very valuable. I just bought a clear apron. I like that because then I can see my little hugs I give myself, which are my clothes I wear every day. A little bit of self-soothing to have your own Me Mades on. Okay, so we've got the apron dress by assembly line that I'm thinking of, and then I'm also thinking of bringing my So Liberated Aeronite pants pattern, which I've made once before. I'll pop a picture in up there, and making sure we're still filming, and we are. And I like making those in knit. The great thing about that pattern is you can make it in either a woven or a knit, and I'll probably only make it in knit because it's so comfortable. I do have bleach on those, but sadly, again, they'll be different color at some point in time. Either I'll go darker or I'll do the bleach drawing on them, which could be so cool. I like that they have a really wide ankle cuff, and I love the little smiley pocket here on the hip, which you can see in my little video I should have running up here in one of the corners. Along with that, I just bought a brand new pattern from So Liberated, and I'm going to hopefully say this right. I'm hoping Cosico pants, and they also have really cool pockets. These things really get me. So, I am going to make those up possibly on our retreat. So, um, and then for one of my simpler ones, you guys may remember last week I dropped a little short, and it's up there in my shorts on my channel. The latest one. It's a really cool brown Butterick knit jumpsuit, very comfortable. And I just found another one in my stash. So this is knit also. It's Butterick B7063, and it's got some unique features. I really like the shoulders in the back with that strap going across. That's what sold me on it. Of course, all of these had pockets. That's my goal, is to have good pockets. So I'll probably never make the romper. That's just not my style, but it's probably really cool for somebody who likes that kind of thing. It's just not me. But the other one is totally me and I love it. So that could be one. My goal is to have everything cut out and packed up in little whips baskets like these um, for the trip. So I just have to put all those in a box and I'll be ready to go and I won't have to do any cutting. So that's the goal. Trying to remember what else I talked about that got cut off. I've already shared in my last long video some of my wanna makes, I call it. So I don't think I need to go over that again. Um, well, I did a whole thing in my last one and I'll just do it again. Make sure I'm filming. Yes. So it's been pretty stressful to live in the United States. I don't think anybody's not feeling some kind of trauma or stress about things here. And I think it's even global at this point. I think a lot of people are worried all over. Um, and I'm not saying that sewing is any kind of solution, but like it's a coping mechanism for me. So if you're a creative or crafty person, you may be having the same experience of um, sewing or creating in whatever way works for you is the way to release some of that for a while, put it on a shelf, and go ahead and just be in the moment and get out of fear and just ground yourself. So, I'm definitely an active meditator. That's kind of what I call it. And it helps me to get perspective by the time I go back and look at what's going on. I think I have a little bit more perspective. Not that there's any answers or solutions at this point in time, but um, you know, there's some words I could say that I won't, but it's been difficult, and I know I'm not alone. So, uh, anyway, I sure hope this finds you well. I hope you're finding things that bring you peace and serenity in your life, whether that's spiritual, mental, physical, or emotional. And for me, it's making stuff and wearing stuff and teaching stuff and sharing stuff on YouTube. All right. Well, I'll say it again. Peace out. Take care. Take care of yourself. Take care of your people.